All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. And I really wanted to get more updates yesterday, but because of everything that happened last week, I'm still trying to get caught up on everything that I was supposed to be doing over those 4 days where I was dealing with that one particular issue. And so I'm going to try to get all of the DC stuff out in this video, and then I can move forward with this stuff because there's stuff I have to do. There's a bunch of voiceover stuff I have to do, get caught up on as well. And so that issue hit me on all fronts. And so I'm just trying to get back to where I need to be able to be on top of everything. So we're going to jump into some of the stuff I've grabbed and talk about some stuff today. But one of the things I will discuss towards the end of the video is Frank Grillo was on the Adam Carolla show yesterday and did do a podcast. I'm thankful for one of my viewers for sending me the link to that podcast where Frank Grillo, who is going to play Rick Flag Sr. in the show, the Creature Commando show, came out and made some interesting comments about Creature Commandos, and I'll cover that at the end. And again, it's just James Gunn, who he is, and what he's always going to be, and it's the kind of stuff that gives me no faith in the DCU. But let's take a look at some of the other things I've grabbed. Also, before I go any further, just be aware that in the description of each of the videos, I do have a link to a folder that is available on, either Box.com or Dropbox, I don't remember which, but it does have a place where you can pick up a lot of the photos, not these, the news stuff, but the AI photos and superhero photos that I find. They'll be there for people to be able to grab. And I also have an email address. If you guys need to email me anything, you can email me through that email address that is available in the description of every video. All right, so first up, we have James Gunn here talking about this shirt that this individual got. This individual was asking, "Hi, James, will merch like this Creature Commando shirt become available for purchase at some point through a Warner Brothers site or something like that?" And it's one of the actresses from Creature Commando. She has a shirt on. It's either that or could be one of the people who works down there. But he said, like it? Probably. But this specific Creature Commando sweatshirt was a Christmas gift from Peter and me to our DC team, like the Feria. So I'm not sure who that is, but I think she's going to be in the show. And they all got this shirt, and you don't get a real good look at it, but that was specifically made for them. And you can see it looks like a sweatshirt. Looks kind of nice. It'd be cool if that merchandise was available, but I'm going to be talking about Creature Commandos here in a little bit. Now, I'm assuming this is some fan art in regards to the Batman 2, insinuating that Mr. Freeze is going to be a part of it. I would not be heartbroken if they used Mr. Freeze in the Batman 2 if the movie ever gets made, because that is my favorite character, and I would like a more serious take on it than what we got with someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger, which was ridiculous. I would really like to see a serious take done on Mr. Freeze. So there are rumors out there that a Teen Titans movie is in early development for James Gunn's DCU. And this has been reported several times now. I showed in a previous video sometime last week, I showed 3 different projects. One of them was not going to come to fruition, but a Teen Titans movie is in development. And again, this is the stuff that James Gunn is all about. He's about the offshoot stuff, not the meat and potatoes. He wants to show all the goofy side characters and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that Teen Titans is goofy. I wouldn't mind a movie like this, but they're not focusing on the main characters. So again, Alan Ritchson has come out and made public comments, and this is making the rounds all over social media over the last couple of days, that he would still love to play Batman in James Gunn's DCU. He said, "The fact that people are interested in me playing Batman is a real honor and privilege. I would absolutely love to play him." And out of all of the people out there, he's got the build to be able to play Bruce Wayne, the look and the build to be able to play both Bruce Wayne and Batman. But I would like to see him get that shot. I'm not 100% sold on Alan Ritchson's acting. He was, he played Hawk from Hawk and Dove in the Teen Titans show that was an HBO Max. And the acting in that show was just subpar all the way around. I haven't seen anything in it where he can act straightforward. because, again, he's doing the show Reacher right now, which is phenomenal, but he plays kind of an odd character in there, and I'm not sure if he could pull off a character like Batman, but he definitely has the look, that is for sure. So somebody asked James Gunn, is Creature Commando still in production, or are all the episodes finished? He said all the initial animatics are done and locked down, but the elaborate animated finals are being worked on now. So here's how this works. I actually studied art and animation in college. I was actually going to get a degree in computer animation, but the program kind of ended, and so I never finished what was started. But when it comes to animation, there's something. Now I'm assuming this show is going to be 2D animation. This is where I'm coming from. When they do animation, they do the basic movements, but in big jumps. And what you have to do after that is you have what are known as in-betweeners come in and do all of the single frames in between each of the big jumps. And that takes a lot of time. And I actually, back years ago, when Fox Animation Studios came out here to Arizona, I actually applied to Fox Animation Studio as an in-betweener. And they basically sent my art back and said they weren't hiring at that point, but I at least applied and tried to get in. But this is what they're working on, and that's the stuff that takes a lot of time, especially if it's not computer-generated. Now, I didn't grab everything, but someone did do a lengthy post on Twitter about everything that James Gunn has lied about. And again, James Gunn has lied about a lot of stuff. And it was crazy because back, it was in December of 2022, somebody asked James Gunn, could Ben Affleck direct? And he said, met with Ben yesterday precisely because he wants to direct. And we want him to direct. We just have to find the right project. But later on, Ben Affleck did that big interview with, I don't remember if it was the Rolling Stone or Variety. I believe it was Variety. It's where he talked about where he almost committed suicide over the reshoots of Justice League. But he said, I would not direct something for the James Gunn DC. Absolutely not. I have nothing against James Gunn. Nice guy. Sure, he's going to do a great job. I just wouldn't want to go in and direct in that way they're doing that. I'm not interested in that. So again, he's showing his disdain for what they are doing in the DC while still being diplomatic. I'm sure James Gunn is a real nice guy in real life. And just like he says here, I'm sure he is. Everyone talks about it. He might be a nice guy in real life. But as far as the projects that he does and the weird stuff he does, I wouldn't want to be a part of that. I wouldn't either. So James Gunn, has made comments about Grace Randolph in the past, and I went to show this on yesterday's video, but this has to do with that Youssef comment where he came out and thought he had been fired because of politics from James Gunn's Superman Legacy. And just so people know, James Gunn had come out and said he was never officially hired. Yes. Well, not that he wasn't hired, okay? He didn't have a contract. It was kind of the same stuff that they did with Henry Cavill when Henry Cavill got let go. The difference is Henry Cavill definitely was coming back as Superman, and the studio told him to announce he was coming back as Superman, but they never signed on the dotted line. And Youssef never signed a contract saying he was going to be in Superman Legacy, but lost the part when they changed stuff. And James Gunn has made, and this all came from Grace Randolph, where she said that Youssef lost the role because the internet found out that there was going to be, basically that it was going to be changed because everyone found out that it was going to take place in the Middle East, and James Gunn said it does not take place in the Middle East, and because people found out, he had to change it. And he's made comments in the past. This is from July of 2022, where he said, the earth revolves around the sun, mothers love their children, and Grace Randolph will spout bullshit. And so he doesn't have a lot of respect for Grace Randolph. I don't either, but she is right on a lot of different things, unfortunately. Now, this is a big rumor. There hasn't been anything to confirm this just yet, but this would not surprise me. It says on the hot mic, the Roca says that Andy Muschietti is out of directing The Brave and the Bold. Jeff Snyder said he also thinks the same. Treat it as a rumor. So they haven't officially said this, but he has been on tap to direct The Brave and the Bold. But again, if they do some goofy crap like the Brave and the Bold cartoon and go goofy with Batman, I'm not interested. They have to take Batman. The one character they need to take dead serious is Batman. And if they mess that up, they'll lose me forever. And so this is the project I'm most nervous about going forward. Superman Legacy, though, is the most important project that the studio has probably ever done. And this goes back to what I mentioned the other day about the Batman 2 not actually having a whole lot of updates and that it's not safe until it actually gets released in theaters. And this is at the moment, the Batman Part 2 has not started production, nor have any cast members been announced. There have been unconfirmed reports that the film will begin shooting in March of 2024, but Warner Brothers has yet to confirm or deny that. And so they are definitely not ready to film this. There hasn't been any information coming out, very little information coming out from the Penguin. And we already know that James Gunn doesn't want anything that's going to conflict with what he's doing. And so this has definitely been put on the back burner, people. And until we know that this movie is actually getting released in theaters, it's not safe. It's definitely not safe. And if you think it is, I'm sorry that you believe that. But with everything that goes on with Warner Brothers and what they've done so far, nothing is safe. Nothing is safe. Now, I did hear that this might start actually filming in June. But again, nothing official from anybody. Now, this is another thing that you want to take as rumor, but it was getting passed around, and I figured I'd report on it. And it says, from a trusted source, but they don't say who the source is, and I don't know who Dr. Brando is. But it says some companies want to fusion or acquire Warner Brothers, but they won't do it unless Gunn is fired. Yep. His pedo scandals are still haunting him, and they may hinder his career. No one wants him. Just sharing. And that's true. Now, I am never going to go after this guy personally. All I tell people to do is do your own research. But if you see some of the stuff that he has done in the past, I don't even know how he has a job anywhere. No sane person would hire somebody who did what James Gunn did. I'm just saying. And I'm not knocking James Gunn. I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life, but there was definitely an error in judgment in the stuff that he posted, and people around him have been investigated as well. And so that's for other people to look at. Again, I'm not getting into his personal life, but people could do their own research on that, and I'm never going to get caught up in those types of arguments, but this was something definitely worth sharing. And it's true, I would believe that this would be true. And, I just hope somebody gets Warner Brothers that actually cares. All right, so I've got a number of AI photos here that are pretty cool, and somebody got on my case about using AI photos, and I'm going to do that, especially with people who are no longer in these roles. So what does it matter? It just gives us another glimpse at these characters that we wouldn't otherwise normally have. And I've got a number of Superman photos to show here, which are pretty cool. And I will make all of these photos available in that Dropbox folder that will be listed in the description. There's a more beefed up version of Henry Cavill. All right, now this was all over the place yesterday, and I'm going to tell you why I don't think that this is true. But it says James Gunn and DCU Studios eyeing on Patrick Schwarzenegger for lead role of Hal Jordan in the upcoming Green Lantern. They would be looking for actors in their 30s to 40s to play a veteran Hal Jordan role next to a rookie Jon Stewart. So I don't know if this is true or not. He may be able to play the role. I don't know a whole lot about Patrick Schwarzenegger, but who knows? I don't think this is true because let's put it this way. James Gunn did come out and say that there is one other project that they're going to get off the ground this year that has not been named yet. Maybe it is this Green Lantern show. I would love to see a Green Lantern. That's the other project I'm really interested in, but who knows what they have planned and what is actually moving forward. And if Superman Legacy doesn't do well, none of this stuff is going to come to fruition. Now, I thought this photo was pretty cool. If somebody actually has this photo without the Netflix in front of it, I would love to get a copy of it. But it's always important to know that there are some hashtags that we're using all over Twitter and everywhere else to let these studios know that we're interested in Netflix purchasing the Snyderverse. The first one is sell Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix, but it's ZSJL. And then the other hashtag is sell Snyderverse to Netflix. I still use Restore the Snyderverse as well. I use all three of these because I don't want to step on anybody's toes, and I want to make sure it's getting all around. You can see that these official hashtags have been supported by Forbes, Wayne T. Carr, and Zack Snyder himself. So from DC Film News, it says a plot synopsis for Waller has been revealed. The rumored production logline states that the series will be centered around Amanda Waller and her relationship with her daughter, the other girl that was in the movie. I'm not even going to try to say her name. I'll butcher it. And we're going to see what this actually says. It says, centered around Amanda Waller and her relationship with her daughter, Leota. If there's one government bureaucrat who shouldn't be messed with, it's Amanda Waller, founder of the infamous Task Force X, better known as the Suicide Squad. Also, there was another exclusive from this account that said Superman Legacy to film in Cleveland, the birthplace of Man of Steel. The state of Ohio recently awarded Legacy over $11 million in tax credits for this commitment. Good. Take that money that they're saving and put it into the special effects and the VFX for the movie to make it look as good as possible. Like I said, guys, lots of stuff to go through. Now, the last thing I want to talk about today is that Frank Grillo interview that he had. It was a lengthy 2, almost 3-hour interview with Adam Carolla. At the beginning, he did talk about Creature Commandos, and he did say that James Gunn likes to write X-rated adult crap. And that right there tells you who James Gunn is. It's all he knows. And that's great that he wants to write some stuff for adults, but you don't start off a whole DCU universe when you're trying to get new fans, old fans on some, he said it should be rated X, actually. That's how bad the show is. He actually said it should be X-rated, not just R. And you're going to start a whole universe on that? Come on. How out of touch do you have to be to go that route? That's how you're starting a universe with a cartoon. It should be starting with Superman Legacy. But I digress. It is what it is, and I will be reviewing it when it comes out, and it's probably not going to be good. I'm not expecting it to be good. I could not watch the Harley Quinn show because of all the language and everything else. It's just not for me. It's not what I want out of DC. I want my heroes to be taken seriously, but that doesn't mean it needs to be X-rated, disgusting, and perverted. But that's what James Gunn knows. So that's what he writes. We'll see if he can keep that from trailing into Superman Legacy. All right, guys, there is my update for the day. I appreciate all the support. We will see you on the next video.